Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of my wonderful and juicy and beautiful and delicious little subscribers out there, okay? I hope that you're all having the most joyous and delicious and beautiful day wherever you are in the world, my little lovelies. Now then, lots of love to you all, okay? Now then, I am going to repeat it again. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to anybody who happens to stumble across my channel, my video today, okay? Now then, and much love to you all, okay? So what I'm going to say to you is, and I hope that you're all deliciously well wherever you are in the world once again. Now then, I want to, cover, it's all right, my strap just keeps slipping, so does my undergarment, so somebody seems to be sparing a thought for me today. Well, I hope that it's very juicy and delicious. I'm sure that it is. Yes, it is. Okay, now then, I was meant to do my video yesterday, okay, because I covered all my star signs, as you do, you cover all the star signs, yes? And, right, I have a few things that I want to discuss, okay? So, well, please take from it as you will. If you do enjoy the video, then please, click on the like button and thank you, okay? Throughout my journey, I've been saying, I don't know, because my beautiful little subscribers will know that I've gone through many, let's rewind. I've gone through many different journeys, and I'm still going through many journeys. Do you see what I mean? So what I'm trying to do, instead of boring you all, you know what I mean? There we go. Because people just want a little bit of... But anyway, when it comes to my discussions, okay, it will be either short or it will be slightly lengthy, okay? But it just depends on what it is, or the topic or the subject that I am discussing or happen to be discussing on that day, okay? So, I want to kick it off now, right, because I wanted to start off, really seriously. Do you know what I mean? Because when you start off really seriously, it's like you're captured, like everybody, I don't know, I'm just getting this out of the blue. This is not rehearsed, it's like you capture everybody, don't you? Do you see what I mean? Do you not? So what happens is, it's like it's gripping, it's a bit like a thriller. See, I'm just getting this now, all spiritually. It's like a thriller. So, like everybody's like, oh, well, I've got to see the next bit. I've got to see. Do you see what I'm saying? But then it starts to go more light-hearted. Okay. So something's just made me say that. Dear God, Jesus Christ of Nazareth, please God. Okay. Our dear Creator. What I'm saying to you is this: I'm going to kick it off because I was meant to be doing something serious. But I'm starting it off with something absolutely flipping hilarious, right? Now then, I started off, right? I've got to just tell you, because it's sort of got in like spits and spans, if you know what I mean. So I started off this morning because, I got up all juicy and delicious, you know what I mean? I'd had what I would call an all right sleep, and like, the weather today, yes, it's still a bit overcast. It's trying to sunshine at the moment, still just a little bit chilly. So I thought, well, I'll have a shower, as you do, shower or a bath, sometimes I do both. There we go. Just depends, what I want to do. But usually when I have a bath, I usually stick a lot of salt water in it, simply because we need to cleanse our systems, okay? So I'm going to repeat what I do believe I said on another video quite a long time ago, that, if you're working in an office or you're working in care work or wherever you're working actually, okay? Could be any business that you're working in. When you come home, if you're not having a shower straight away, please remove the clothes, bang, 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 straight in the washing machine. Get a little handful of salt and just, straight through your wig, your hair. I call it a wig, it's, you know, your hair, okay? Straight through your hair, and even use the excess just to wipe your face, you know. So if any of you ever go for meetings or anything like that, because what you got to remember is you need to cleanse that energy, bang, 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 quick, 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 okay? Why does everybody, you know that we have the sea? We have the sea because it's salt, isn't it? So like when you go on holiday, like, and another thing that came into my mind this morning as well, work like an Egyptian. Do you remember that song? Now, I cannot remember the year. There we go. Because you know the reason why? Is because, well, it sort of went in my mind and went out of my mind because I was too busy listening to a few other videos. And I must be honest now, because that's the truth, is what I was doing. Of what I was doing, okay? But I should have looked at that. But I'm getting Egyptian again. And I kept looking at my towels, actually, because I like to get my towels from well, anybody in the UK will know there's a shop called Dunelm Mills. It's a department store, okay? And my towels, actually what's on them is Egyptian. So what's that? Egyptian cotton, okay? So anyway, I don't know. Something's just made me just mention that. Anyway, let me just proceed. So I started out by listening to our beautiful and wonderful and delicious Duran, our lovely and delicious little Alexander Mercuris. Right now, he had a gentleman on there, okay? And really, I want you all to go and see. Please, 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 and thank you. And the reason why is because this gentleman is military, he's all everything else. So for anybody who's following the war in Russia, you know, in Ukraine, then please, 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 please listen to that, okay? Uncle Sam, right? So that's number one. So we had a bit of a moment like that because I was in the shower and I thought, right, I just got to, you know, clean my wig and get myself all spruced up. Do you know what I mean? You know, get the old, what's it called now? You see, this is woman talk now. So please do forgive me for all of the wonderful and delicious, God love you, beautiful gentlemen out there. But this is woman talk now. You know, I've got like one of, it's not a punnet stone. It's like one of these plastic's another thing, isn't it? Anyway, so it's plastic with metal. Metal's another thing, isn't it? Okay. So what it is that I put this up, right, and what I do, you know, on my old, you know, my feet. Do you know what I mean? You know, and what it is, you know, I stick a bit of a, you know, you've got shower gel and everything, you know what I mean? And then what you do is, you know, you just sort of give them a little scrub, you know, just make sure they're all nice and soft on the bottom. Do you know what I mean? Now, you're probably wondering, well, what am I talking about? But, you know, like, say if you walk in bare feet, now, many years ago, see, I'm going into something else now. This is not rehearsed. I promise you, dear God, Jesus Christ of Nazareth, our Creator, this is not rehearsed. There was a gentleman years and years ago, and I used to work in a very famous place in Birmingham, okay, where a lot of tourists used to come to, okay, and I was in jewellery, and so for those in the UK, they will generally know who it is. Actually, for those who are out the UK, they'd know where it is anyway, because everything ends up landing up there anyway. Get what I mean? Anyway, so the fact of the matter is that there used to be this wonderful gentleman. He had a beard, you know, it was sort of like yellowy, grey, okay? And he always used to walk around with this kind of bag on his shoulder. And I used to, I mean, you know, the way I associated him, because I was never like rude, you know, like the way other man and woman were, you know, they used to take the mickey out of him. And he used to walk in bare feet. Now, when I very first met him, and I actually had the pleasure, of speaking to this gentleman, you are talking about one serious gentleman, bang, 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 okay? Very clued up, very knowledgeable, but he had this where he didn't want to wear shoes, and I had a conversation with him. And I said to him, I mean, I'm going back years now, over 20 years, but I said, well, why do you not wear shoes? Do you know what I mean? Because I was out and about doing what I was doing, you know, sorting out the engraving, sorting out, you know, because, you know, man and woman, they used to love the old tankards, you know, the old tankards, you know, pewter tankards, and they wanted to give them to their, like, families. Do you understand what I mean? So you sort all that out, the diamonds, you sort out all the different stones, emeralds, rubies, everything. So there was all different places where I used to go, but I used to do all my accounts, so I had my own little office, okay? So, and I worked my way up to that, so that I had my own little office. Okay, so it was my own little room. Okay, so everything was controlled from there. Anyway, and I asked him a question one day, and I said to him, you know, I said, well, why do you not wear shoes? And he says, well, why do I need to wear shoes? He said, I just love to walk in nature. And I said, well, what about your feet? You know, I said, do they hurt you? You know, I was really concerned about it. And I mean, you know, I'm not going to say my age. I mean, I'm only young, but I'm not going to say my age. But what I'm going to say to you is that bothered me from such a, you know, a young age. Do you see what I mean? But he was so happy in the life that he led. You know, he was happy just to walk with no shoes on his feet. Not all of this material stuff that everybody has been, it's like it's been projected. Projected means vomited. It's like that onto everybody. Do you see? Yet he was the most kindest, the most beautiful gentleman. Dear God, Jesus Christ in Nazareth, please, God our Creator. He was the most beautiful gentleman you'd ever wish to meet, you know, in your life. And then, this is just taking me back. So I hope, dear God, Jesus Christ in Nazareth, please, God and our Creator, that he's still well. But I mean, we are looking like over 20 years, but, you know, please, God, he is. So I hope you're well wherever you are, my little lovely. You know, I do always spare a thought because, you know, my mind's like an elephant. I remember everything. It's just that sometimes it gets a little bit scrambled, a little bit like scrambled eggs. Do you get what I mean? Okay, so, but I do spare a thought for that gentleman, okay, but a lovely gentleman, very wonderful, very knowledgeable, very everything, okay. He just didn't follow the status quo. Do you get what I mean? Anyway, so this takes me now. There was a singer, wasn't there, called, what was her name? Sandy Shaw, where she used to go on stage and she used to go barefoot. Well, now you see I'm going to Karen Carpenter, so we've got Sandy Shaw, Karen Carpenter. I want you to all sort of listen to what I'm saying here. Okay, so let me get back to something, you know. So, anyway, so listen to our beautiful and dear little Duran, okay, with our lovely and wonderful little Alexander Mercury. And he put this video out, so please watch it, okay, on YouTube, okay. You can also find it on Locals and on Rumble, okay. Now then, okay, so delicious and beautiful. Oh, my beautiful little Alex Christoforo, how I love him. Oh, he's gorgeous and delicious and wonderful. I love you, Alex. I really do, because he's banging. And little Alex is another one, you know, keeps posting out videos on a daily basis, you know, to give everybody information. There we go. Please follow him on YouTube, Rumble, and on Locals. Beautiful little Alexander Mercury, okay? And he's on YouTube, he's on Locals, and he's on Rumble. Please, and thank you. Follow them. Please learn things, okay? These are wonderful, very super duper intelligent gentlemen who are covering all of this and have been for years, you know, that others haven't been covering anyway. I'm not going to continue to ramble on. And love to our, as well as yourselves, my little beautiful babies, and your families. Also, our beautiful little Gonzalo Lira and his beautiful little family as well, okay? His beautiful little self, because at the end of the day, Everybody's trying to give out information here to wake everyone up. Hello, right? To what's going on. And now then, let's get a little bit more light-hearted. So I've not long been listening to, right? And his name is, I listened to him after somebody else, but I'm going to go back to that in a moment, okay? Because in the meantime, I went out to the shops, took my beautiful little rooms through a beautiful, delicious little walk, you know, did everything I needed to do. And I thought, right, I've got to come back and do my video, okay? And you need to go on to, and please, there's one thing that I want to say here, okay? Number one, we have a British humour, okay? Because every different country has their own different humour, okay? So we understand that, right? But you have comedians. So before this even comes out of my mouth, right? This wonderful, wonderful gentleman, and he is a wonderful gentleman, okay? And it's our wonderful and delicious and beautiful alexbelfield.com. Now, he is on YouTube still, but he's only doing the odd video here and there. And the reason why is because he has got into trouble with YouTube. Okay, now I'm on YouTube, do you know what I mean? But what I'm saying to you is, when certain man and woman say things that is not part of the narrative, so then other things happen. So this is what happens. So it's not because Alex wanted to go anywhere, you know, it's because it's like, remember I did another video on something else. It's like, you know, man and woman are forced into a corner. Do you see what I mean? With something that's not agreed with. Well, we all know what that's about, don't we? And they're not the higher. They're the flipping lower, they're flipping scum for what they've done to us all. Anyway, well, that's another matter. But he posted up, I swear to dear God, Jesus Christ of Nazareth, our higher creator, right? And I'm going to say it to you because you've got to look at it, but please, and I need to just make this very, very clear. He is a comedian, okay? He's been a journalist as well for years. The fact of the matter is that what this is about, it's number one, it's not colour. Number one, it's not the age of someone. Number three, it's not the creed. It's not about the creed. It's not about anything, okay? So I want you to all understand that when you listen to him. Okay, he is what he is, which is a comedian. And for anyone with any kind of sense of humour, you'll put everything aside, what the high are, what all of them, which they're not the real high, like I just said, they're scum, right? That they have tried to turn all different colours, black, white, pink, purple, doesn't matter what you are, tried to turn everybody against each other, just like football, just like boxing, just like tennis, just like everything. That is what they have done. And I'm not going to take back anything I say, and I'm not going to take down my video either, because that's what they've done. I personally, please dear God, Jesus Christ of Nazareth, high creator, I get on with every different colour. I'm not fully white myself. I get on with all different colours, because at the end of the day, we've all got the same blood running through our veins, have we not? So it doesn't matter. If someone's in need, you help them. It doesn't matter who they are, where they come from, what they do. Now, some in life make mistakes, yes they do, you know, and in life, what man or woman really hasn't made a mistake? And anyone who goes to the blooming churches, they're the blooming worst ones, right? They go to the churches, they're like, ooh, right? They're the bloody worst ones for what they inflict on others. So what I'm saying is, please do not go there with me. That was my serious moment. Let me just get back to this now. So if you could please go on to Alex Belfield on YouTube, okay? Because if you go on to alexbelfield.com, then what does he charge? £4. So it's £1 a week, okay? But what we've got to understand with him, okay? And I fully understood it, big time I did, because he made a point when all of this first started, and obviously, you know, he got suspended from YouTube. Well, you didn't know that, but, you know, for some of you did, and for others you didn't. But he got suspended and everything, okay? Now, what he was trying to explain was, and he's well within his rights to say this, that, you see, when he started his alexbelfield.com, you know, that, you know, say for example, it doesn't matter where you are in the world, you go into a pub and you order a pint. Well, they're not just going to give you a pint, are they? You know, they're going to charge you something for it. Do you know what I mean? If that was the case, then everybody'd be off the flipping rocker, wouldn't they? Do you see what I mean? So the point that I'm making is that our beautiful Alex Belfield, all he's doing is charging £1 a week, but he can then speak about whatever it is he wants to discuss and speak about, and so can his beautiful dear callers who call in. And I still wish to this day, dear God, Jesus Christ of Nazareth, our beautiful dear Creator, that our beautiful dear little Duran would take calls, you know, so that the public can call them. Do you know what I mean? Because I tell you something, because you get a far better insight, because in the world of the journalists, you know, majority, I'm not saying all of them, no I'm not, because some of them are very clued up. They're very, very clued up, okay? And they know what's going on, okay? And there's others, yes, and there's others that have actually come out to the profession because they didn't want to be part of anything sinister or nasty, and I do not blame them for that either. But if our beautiful Duran would just start taking calls, just like our beautiful Mr. Alex Belfield, well, I'll tell you what, you'd be rocking and rolling, because, you know, everybody's getting a much larger insight and a much larger view of everything what's going on. We all work together. There was another video that I did. We all work together, one love. Okay, to get the information. So let me just go back to this. So I have had a few serious moments at this moment in time. Please do not think that I'm, because let me tell you, I'm certainly not. Okay, but what it is just whatever comes into my mind. Now then, if you could please go on to Alex Belfield. It's just this particular video, but it's also telling the story. Now, many, many, many years ago, you know, you hear of the Navy, you hear of the soldiers, many, many, many years ago. Right? And something tweaked with me when I was listening to the video. In fact, there was a lot of different little things that tweaked with me. Bang, bang, bang. Do you see what I mean? And anyone out there who is knowledgeable, you know, right, they will know what I'm talking about. Okay? And it's very important that you listen to it. It's all about the words, you see. Okay? Just like when I did a music video, when was it? Some weeks ago. Now, he's called Alex Belfield on YouTube. Funniest, this is in capitals now, funniest caller ever. And then you got exclamation marks, okay? Then it's up the duff, right? So for most of you, okay, because you have to be careful with me little bands. But anyway, they won't listen. You know, my younger viewers, they won't listen to that. Right? Up the duff from one night stand. And then, you know, that's what it says. But when you listen just to that small, you know what I mean, that very small video, it tells the story. Now, on my recent readings that I have been doing, for some reason, on certain videos, I've been saying, if you do not want to get pregnant, and by the way, I'm not here to offend anybody, everybody's situation is different, and I understand that, okay? So please do not take me the wrong way. But you listen to this and it confirms what I've been saying on my videos. You see? Because it was only on certain signs I was saying it on, and it's like whatever came to me. But if you listen to him, I'll tell you what, he made me flipping out. He was flipping hilarious. Because I see the funny side. I'm not laughing at the woman who called in. No, I am not. Because this is not the first time I've heard it, and it is not the last time that I've heard it. Do you see what I mean? Being a reader for all the years that I have. But yes, my heart does go out, but this is something that can happen every day, you see? And she made a very, very valid point that when you haven't been out for just over 2 years, what can happen? Okay? So even though this was sort of made into a joke, you know, lighter-hearted, if so to speak, okay? Please do not look at Alex Belfield just the same as the rest of us, that, you know, that we all have a laugh and a joke, that we do not take things seriously, because we do, but there's a method in the madness to what I'm telling you. Anyway, that's that. right? Now then, I felt the need this morning when I woke up, because there are a few readers. Well, actually, there's 5. It's just that I want to just name 3. It's almost as if this is the right time frame right now in our lives for me to mention these 3 different readers on the internet, on the YouTube, right? And there's a reason why. And what you've got to do for those out there, yes, is as well as listening to the readings, because they do cover all different signs. It's not just one sign, okay? They cover all different, but you've got to take bits and pieces out of it. Okay, I'm not going to sing that song, I mean, pieces, bits and bits, right? What I'm saying to you is this: you need to listen very, very, very carefully, okay? Because there's going to be bits of information that you can take out of it. Now then, the first one, let's kick off, is, and these are ones, because with me, I'm very careful who I choose to advertise. And I do not do this for any reason. I do not, nobody tells me to do anything, to pay me to do anything. I do it because I feel that certain platforms deserve recognition for what they do. Okay, so we're going to kick off. So we got D. This is all, it's 3 words into one. Okay, so it's D, D-E-E, Tarot, sorry. Let's rewind, start again. D, D-E-E, Virgo, V-I-R-G-O, and then Tarot, T-A-R-O-T. So it's all one word, D, Virgo, Tarot, and then the space bar. See, I go back to years ago when I was very, very young, and my dad bought an Amstrad computer, and years ago it used to be called spacebar, didn't it? So like, so when you did a space, it's not like space, it's like spacebar. So for some reason it always sticks in my mind. So I'm trying to remember what year that was actually. I was 11 or 12 anyway. And I do know that I come second in, I was Little Bo Peep in a play, and I had this dress from a lady. My dad bought all the material, bought everything, and I went as Little Bo Peep and I come second. It was a beautiful sky blue dress and little hat and everything, and I had my little, the shepherd's, what do they call them? The shepherd's stick, and and then you have your little lamb, you know what I mean? So, and I came second. Anyway, I didn't mind coming second. I mean, it's better than coming fourth, fifth or sixth, isn't it, really? Do you know what I mean? So, anyway, so I came, yes, I came second with that. Oh, I loved it, and I'm going to be honest. I mean, I was only little, but I did look lovely in the little dress because I was only really small anyway. But anyway, I'm really small anyway. But the fact of the matter is, going back to the Amstrad, the fact of the matter is that, yes, so I call it spacebar, yes? So it's D, Virgo, Tarot, 2222. Now, I tell you what, she's absolutely banging. She does do other readings, yes, but she also lives in real life. And this is so very, very, very important. And her latest video on the Virgo is so very, very, very important for you to listen to. Now, I listen to the videos not because, everything applies to myself. No, I do not. I can assure you that now. But there's certain things that she says that's very significant, and she happened to be talking on the latest Virgo, let's rewind again, the latest Virgo video, and she was highlighting different things which I've already mentioned on my videos. Do you see what I mean? But it's also very, very important to educate others out there. Now, some things will gel, some little things, will trigger me as a Virgo, and other things will not. Do you see what I mean? It's just one of those things, So when you look at a reading, no matter what star sign, you have to say to yourself, well, okay, I'll just take, tidbits out of it. Do you know what I mean? It's a little bit like chewing on a nut. Do you know what I mean? Okay. Anyway, I'll get back to that in a moment. So that's that. She's beautiful, our little Diana, and she can crack you up, you know what I mean? She's so funny. And when she goes gang gang, I mean, she's just hilarious. But I love her. She just got that natural real life energy, which is what we want. We do not want false, fake man or woman out there. We want ones who have lived in real life situations, no matter what's gone on in their life, and we want them to help others. Do you see what I mean? Next one is called, these are my top 3. Kate Regretless. So let me just spell it for you, shall I please? And thank you. I'm not being sarcastic, by the way. Kate, then a space bar, Regretless. So it's RET, then less, LESS, and then life, space bar again, LIFE, right? She's very good because she writes books, okay? But what it is that she puts stories together, and again, she covers different star signs, so it's so important. Something told me this morning to do all of this, right? And then the other one is Ali's Tarot. Now, this is capitals, okay? So it's capital A-L for Lima, I for Indigo, okay? S, and then Tarot. And she too is absolutely wonderful. All 3 of these young ladies are absolutely beautiful and banging and wonderful. Okay, so you can all get bits and pieces out of that as well. Okay, they're my top 3. Okay, and believe you me, I've scanned, and there are another 2 actually, but I'm going to be honest, that's more for the emotional side of things. So really, we've got to concentrate on the matter in hand, which is what's going on in the world. Okay, I know that emotions play a part, but which they do, a very large part. But at the same time, we need to get them, to the matter in hand. Sorry. Now, there is something else that I'd like you to look at, and it's on DuckDuckGo. Now, there are a number of other search engines. I am going to be looking at this later, but I've just got to do a few other things, which I have, yes. I've got to do a few other things. That's my little Aya, a beautiful little Syrian lady up the road. A dear mum and dad sent me down a beautiful meal, a few days ago. It was absolutely delicious. They did a beautiful soup and a beautiful everything. Do you know what I mean? Even my beautiful little Ruby shared it with me, because little May's my beautiful little May. She don't like that, that any sort of, she just sticks to a tuna salmon and all that, do you know what I mean? Whereas with beautiful little Ruby, she's partial to other different kinds of food. Do you know what I mean? She'll eat anything Spanish, Syrian, Greek, anything. Do you know what I mean? Absolutely wonderful and delish. So anyway, I've just given her away. God love her, she's so beautiful. And I just hope that she finds the most wonderful and delicious gentleman. I keep saying this, do you know what I mean? I really hope she does. She's such a beautiful, dear, beautiful little soul. Anyway, let me get back to the matter in hand. So if you go on to DuckDuckGo. Now, some might say out there, we're advertising Google, we're advertising DuckDuckGo, we're advertising Opera, we're advertising... Well, really... what choice do we have? Well, I got nothing across my shoulders, so that's telling me no. So right now, all we can try to do is give the information, okay, out at whatever means are necessary. Do you see what I mean? So, well, Google, it's all in the words, isn't it? Chrome, adrenochrome, everything. You have to look at what they've done. So it doesn't matter right now how this rock and rolls. I'm just making a point. But I will do on another video that we can go on all different, and I am going to research it. In fact, I'm going to make a point. There we go. I'm going to make a point of doing it. I should be doing it later on today. But right now, after my video, I have to sort out different matters, okay, and I have to make phone calls with other things. So it's things that I haven't been catching up with that I really need to do, okay. So I will be looking at this later on, okay, to give more, man and woman out there more information. Do you know what I mean? But right now, it doesn't matter how you rock and roll. There seems to be one who is ruling everything. So it doesn't matter what you advertise, whether it's Google, DuckDuckGo, it doesn't matter. The fact of the matter is, nobody really has a choice right now, because when it's coming from one source, what can we do? See? Okay, the only way it can change is when I said on the previous video of mine, where we get loads of business, I say men and women, but I'm more partial to men, and I'm not disrespecting business women, it's just that I get on with businessmen. That's just been me for many, many, many years, and I was brought up with my father as an ex-army man, right? So that's why I get on with men better. I do get on with certain women, but I know you're fakers. And I know your ones who are unrealistic. And I also know the very jealous ones as well, because I've lived with it for a lot of my lifetime. So I know exactly how it all rock and rolls. Do you see what I mean? Like I said, I've lived a very colourful life in a previous video. I have. So what I'm saying to you is this. So if you go onto DuckDuckGo, let me just get back to the matter in hand without rambling. I'm just letting you know everything. So it's not that I'm just defensive all the time. Whatever comes out of my mouth is the flipping truth. Yes. The whole truth and nothing but the flipping truth. Yes. Right? Article 61. Now, I've already known about this for a few years. Right? And it's the Magna Carta. And allows for lawful dissent and rebellion. It also means that businesses do not have to close under COVID regulations. But anyway, I'm just pointing you in a direction of what to look at, okay? I mean, I know about many things, council tax and everything. It was used for weapons and everything. But if you go on to 13, I've known this for a few years. Do you see what I mean? This is nothing new to me. And another one who I'd like, for you to go on, if you'd like to take a little look. Now, I actually seen him on BitChute. I mean, you don't see his boat race or anything, he just said, and he's called Hugo Talks. And he just gives out, just like little things. But he happened to come up on my YouTube. And I never typed him in, by the way, he just came up. But he happened to be mentioning, about the phone lines that I was talking about, our landlines, that, not a lot of covering. And he's absolutely flipping right. And I sent him a message to say as well. Because not everybody's paying attention. And this is what's going on. Do you see what I mean? And there is one more thing that I'd like to just say just before I depart, my dear and lovely and beautiful, delicious little beans and beautiful little babies out there that you are. Years ago, because I always do my meals. I mean, I'm sure that you've heard me on other videos that I've always done my meals. So my beautiful little babies, my beautiful little Maisie, beautiful little ribs. But I also do beautiful little meals for little foxes. They have chicken, and everything as well, okay? But I also do all my food for little birdies in my little birdie house. Now then, what I'm going to say to you is, I mean, for days and days and days and days and weeks and weeks and weeks and months and months and months and years and years and years, I've always, I stand there and I spread the bread and butter for the little birdies. I do, And sometimes I cut them up in squares. And other times, if I'm in a rush, I just sort of break it all up very, very small. And then I just hand it out. Now, my little Rubes has got a little habit, whereas when she knows I'm putting the bread and butter out for the little birdies, it's like she wants a little bit of bread and butter, so I just put some, a little bit on the ground. She won't always take it, out my hand to her mouth. And then I just let her have a delicious time on her own, okay? And then I put the rest in the birdhouse. Well, anyway, today came, and it's ever so bizarre because, we have a bread, I'm sure that you do in other countries, it's called Warburton. So anyway, I bought some tea cakes for the little birdies, and I thought, right, I'm going to spread some bread and butter on there, right? Anyway, so I was breaking it all up. It's got like little raisins and everything in it. I bought them bird seeds. They've got peanuts, which of course, peanuts, that everybody says is bad for you. Well, actually, they are good for you. They're not bad for you. They're actually good for you. So whatever, I'd just like to know what sites others are going on to come up with this conclusion. But anyway, if they can come and bring something back to me, then please do. I welcome it. Okay? Because I do not believe that peanuts are bad at all. Just the same as spuds, potatoes are not bad. It's just that it's like everybody has a fear, or do not have this, do not have that, do not have the other. If you have something in moderation, well, it's not going to hurt you, is it? It's like I've had a full grapefruit, I have one 5 days a week. It's like I'm on my honey and lemon and ginger now. Do you see? What I'm saying is, if we have things in moderation, it's not going to hurt you, but it doesn't matter how you rock and roll. We've been poisoned with our food and drink for many, many, many years, and people need to get a flipping grip on that and understand it very, very, very nicely. But anyway, we're in an awakening. Let me just get back to the matter in hand. So what I'm saying is, so I was spreading these, these little buns and everything, for my beautiful little birdies and the little squirrels, because you have like a little squirrel who comes, his fluffy little tail, and he likes to dominate, or another little birdie will come near. And even though my garden is clean, and it is clean, let me tell you, and our other garden, there's one little rat who comes in who just wants to come and get some bread and butter. And I tell you what, I've never seen a little rat. I watched it, and I've never seen a little rat work so flipping hard up and down a flipping birdhouse. Well, as quick as you can say flipping Jack Flash. I've never seen it work so flipping hard, which is obviously taking food to its little family. And yet we was all brought up to believe that little rats are horrible, they're nasty and they're vile. Well, who made them, where they keep creating, where they keep getting pregnant, where they keep, reproducing? One has to look at this. But all they're trying to do is just get some food like anyone else. Now, for some of you out there, rats like that, well, say what you like, I'm not bothered. I'm not going to hurt that little creature. It's just like me, I'm a woman, you got men out there as well, little bears, little animals. Do we not all just need something to eat? I mean, if everybody wants to go deeper into this, and I'll go flipping deeper, believe you me. If you look at like when people are buried or coming out, let's just rewind. See, this is all just coming out of my mind now, right? If you want to go deeper, let's go deeper. If anybody wants to judge me, I'm my beautiful little rat who comes in the garden, goes up into the birdie house. Well, then you carry on, just because I just want to see a little animal just have something to eat. Do you know what I mean? What's wrong with that? But anyway, I've already had discussions about this before with others, and I've told them very, very nicely. I have my opinion, and that's it. I do not wish to hear their opinion, because as far as I'm concerned, their opinion's wrong. And that's my view. We all need something to eat, but if we want to go deeper, what about when ones, and do forgive me, I'm not here to upset or offend anybody, but for most of us, we've lost our dear loved ones, yes, and where do we go? Because we're all going to go there someday, either in a coffin, which I know that I'll fit in a size A, because I was a funeral arranger, right, so I know all the different sizes and everything like that, right, and I know all the different plots and everything. Anyway, that's all besides the point. But then you have the others where you're cremated. So if you're cremated, okay, so we all want to go down this road. Please don't test me, right? So what happens? It gets sprinkled back into the ground, doesn't it? So I want you all to start looking at what I say. So I'm not here to depress, I'm not here to upset. It's just that I want to make a very valid point about life, okay, and about nature and about everything. Do you see what I mean? I've done this on my other videos, but I also want to highlight my beautiful and delicious little angels who I feel help the world. And I'm very particular of who I choose to advertise on any of my videos. Now, I may not have a lot of subscribers. I do not care, because less is more to me. I'd rather have what I have, my beautiful and delicious and wonderful little subscribers. And I love you all so very, very, very much. And I want you to always know that, and I'll never forget. Ever, because I'm just not like that, you know what I mean? There's certain who get to a certain height, and I've been clocking everything, let me tell you. I clock a lot. I may not say a lot. Well, I do say a lot, and I do not say a lot. But what I'm saying to you is I'm clocking everything, but one must always remember where you started from. And I always say that, always. And one more thing before I go, because I always say that. say that. There was a Ronaldo, Ronaldo, the footballer, right? And I remember watching a video on him, and he happened to say that I do believe when he was 11, that he was like practicing for all the football, for everything else, right? And there was a lady, the McDonald's, and she used to come round and after the store had closed, the place, that she used to bring them burgers and bring them, you know what I mean? And he said in the video, and I respected this man big time for what he said, and he turned around and he said, to this day, he said, I wish I could have met that lady again. He said, to invite her in with me and my family to have something to eat, to say thank you. Now then, what's that telling you? That man there has a heart. But what happens is when people get to a certain height, I've been watching, I'm clocking everything. Believe you me, I do not miss a trick. And I'm clocking what's going on. Now, I'm not clocking because someone's telling me to. I'm doing it because I'm thinking, okay, how's everyone rocking and rolling here? What's the game here? What's the game? Do you see what I mean? And it seems to me that for some, not all, but for some, that they just do not seem to appreciate. And then when you look at other sites, I'm not criticising everybody, I'm just saying. There's others where they've been on, and I've looked at a number of videos, all different sorts of things. Could be anything from tarot, could be anything to nature, could be anything to, and they, you've seen them on the first video, and they're saying how grateful and how thankful they are, for everybody who's followed them, and then all of a sudden, all the comments are off for months and months and months and months, and nobody can pass a comment. The same ones that they said years ago that they respect. Hello? I'm just making a point. Now, if somebody disagrees with me, please send me a comment. In fact, I welcome them. Because let me tell you, it's very, very rare that I do not have an answer. Right? So if you can challenge me, and I'm not saying this to be nasty, if you can challenge me on what I've just said in any of my video, then please feel free. Because let me tell you, you get one message back and that's it. I do not entertain you after that. Toodaloo, skedaddle, bye-bye. Do you see what I mean? I don't rock and roll, let me tell you. I say it the way it is. And all I'm doing is telling the truth. And if it offends somebody, well then you must obviously be doing something wrong then, mustn't you? You see what I mean? You must always respect any subscribers, doesn't matter who they are, especially your first ones. And then whoever comes along after that, well, that's just a bonus, that's just a blessing. But ones who are there to help you, to support you, not judge you, but to help you, you make sure that you rock and roll with them. And you never be disrespectful. And one of the things you should never do is say, which I've been hearing. I'm not saying that it doesn't happen. I'm not saying that, okay? I haven't been on YouTube long enough to know this, okay? As a YouTuber. What I'm saying to you is this. Stop using the excuses. Yes, sir. Stop using the excuses. Oh, it's because of the spam. Oh, it's because of this. Oh, it's because of that. No. No. Just bloody damn rudeness when people are sending you gifts and they're sending you everything and you cannot even be bothered to flipping unlock the flipping comments. I do not agree with that, Let me tell you. I feel it's totally, there we go, totally wrong. So if some of you out there seem to feel that, oh yes, this has been an up and down video, well then carry on. I'm just pointing out the truth, and God loves the truth, our dear Creator, Jesus Christ in Nazareth. Whoever we believe in, which I do believe there is a God. And I believe that there's goodness in the majority of man and woman, and little beautiful animals, and little birdies and everything, little creatures great and small. I believe in all of the good things. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, there's the odd, ones that you cannot help. Right? But that could be generation. But the fact of the matter is, for the majority of us, well, we believe in good things, do we not? So all I'm saying is, I mean, I've just gone off on one. Like I said, this is not rehearsed. This is not made up. I'm just telling you, it's what came to my mind. And one last thing. Years and years and years ago, I should have said that earlier. I went off on one, didn't I? Years and years and years ago, I went to go and I was doing some temping work. And I got given just a short job. It was only, was it about a month and a half or something? And it's a Kingsmill factory, because I'm in the UK, in Birmingham, right? And it's a Kingsmill factory, you know, where they do all the bread and everything like that. Now then, you know, like when they're charging like £1 and £1.25, or down my local shop, £1.25 and all that, you know, for bread, yes. I could get 4 loaves of Kingsmill bread and they were 25p each a loaf. Well, that's really how the majority of businesses work anyway. They've been rocking and rolling like that for years. Even when I was in jewellery, you could buy something for what? Say, see, I'll give all the secrets away anyway, there we go. Right? But the fact of the matter is, it's always 3 times the amount. So say if you know, you get something for a monkey, yes, 500 quid, then, you know, so you've got the monkey, then you've got the second, then you've got the third. So, you know, you're going to be selling it for £1.5 grand, aren't you? You're going to be selling it, you know, more than that. So for most of them, what they're only still paying now, I shouldn't imagine that things have changed much. So, you know, you're getting it in bulk. So, you know, so at the end of the day, everybody's got to make something, haven't they? Something's just made me say that. So they're putting so much on top. Anyway, and on that note, I'm going to go, my little lovelies. Okay. Oh, I've just had one last thing. Oh, gosh, look at this. Midnight Express. So whatever that means to somebody out there, I've no idea. Could be the year. I don't know. Was that a film, The Midnight? I don't know. See, because I didn't really watch all these. I don't know. I didn't really watch. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, Midnight Express, I don't know what year that was. Anyway, so on that note, my little lovelies, I'm going to go. So if you feel that the video was up and down, well, that's up to you anyway. It's going to be the only video I'm going to do today. But I just thought I'd just highlight some more things, okay? So on that note, much love. Have a beautiful morning, afternoon or evening, wherever you are in the world, my little beautifuls. Take care. Much love. God bless. Thank you. Bye-bye.